Well, from the Jubilee House, the Supreme Court has ordered the Electoral Commission to suspend all arrangements for a parliamentary rerun in the Kpandai constituency pending the final determination of a judicial review application challenging a High Court ruling that annulled the 2024 election results. The order was issued today after the court held that the applicant, NPP parliamentary candidate Matthew Nyindam, had established a prima facie case. The Supreme Court's decision effectively halted preparations by the Electoral Commission to conduct a parliamentary rerun in Kpandai, which had been scheduled for December 30. The case has been adjourned to January 13, 2026. Meanwhile, the court directed substituted service for the NDC candidate, Daniel Insala-Wapala. Now, we're now joined in studio by the NPP's Deputy General Secretary, Haruna Mohammed, to help us further discuss this matter. You're welcome, Haruna.
Thank you. Yes.
The Honorable Matthew Nyindam himself, he wasn't in court. We're told he's unwell, but I'm sure that by now the ruling has been communicated to him. How is he receiving it and the party leadership in Kpandai?
Thank you very much. I would like to say good evening to your cherished viewers and yourself. Today's ruling or decision of the Supreme Court is a decision for justice.
Okay.
It's a decision that is well grounded in law. We went to the court knowing very well that we are stating what the facts are, and we believe in the confidence, we have the confidence in the court system, even though we have some reservations with certain rulings, judgment, and certain conduct within the recent judicial system. So we're very much pretty sure that there wouldn't be any miscarriage of justice. For the interest of justice system in Ghana, we are happy, and Ghana is the victor in this particular circumstances. However, this is not to say that all is well. We hope that our justice system will continue to uphold and make sure that the rule of law, precedent, and procedure will apply.
All right. Now, the December 30 rerun has been suspended. But politically, how are you managing the situation? Because the seat still remains vacant and you have one member less in parliament. How is the party managing this?
You know, it was a court ruling or a directive of a court that the Parliament of Ghana acted on. And based on that, they have instructed the Electoral Commission to proceed based on the court ruling. Today, there is also a court ruling which is affecting the consequential orders of the court of Parliament to the Electoral Commission, because the reason in the communication for Parliament to the Electoral Commission is to occasion to fill the vacancy.
Okay.
And the Supreme Court says that we have established a prima facie which would affect the outcome of the court or pending court cases, and the Supreme Court seized the power to suspend all the processes. So the Supreme Court suspension affects the effect of the letter from Parliament to the Electoral Commission. And I know that the minority in Parliament will take steps to revoke that particular letter once the consequential orders of that letter is invariable, not affecting what the law should have been, because the Supreme Court has suspended that. So there is that need of the emanating base factor of a letter to also cease to have an effect and must be withdrawn. And the minority will take those particular steps.
So you're expecting that Parliament will withdraw the letter from the...
For sure, because the letter they have given has no effect, because the Supreme Court has suspended that. And again, the Speaker was waiting to give another ruling with respect to if there is an application pending in court for stay of execution, and also an established fact that there is an appeal pending at the appeals court. And again, the court has been served on the 12th of December because we caused a search at the Supreme Court to see whether the Parliament of Ghana has been served, which is a third interested party, and the second interested party, the Electoral Commission, was also served. So once they are served, they know that processes has been begun at the Supreme Court by way of a judicial review, which has been moved today and we have been given the opportunity to serve Mr. Wapal in 5 different occasions, i.e. by his WhatsApp, also at the notice board of the Supreme Court, also at the notice board of the High Court in Tamale, and also at the court in Kpandai, and also to post same at his residence in Kpandai, which is judicially known, for which he used to file his petition on the 25th of January 2025.
What about the stay of execution application that was filed at the High Court? Do you have any updates on that?
Yeah, that case was heard on the 10th of December. I was in court. The NDC only had later part their regional organizer attending, and all of them ran away just as they ran away from the court today. And we all we moved the motion, and our lawyer made his case for a good 2 hours. And I know you have the proceedings that happened in court on the 10th of December, and the judge had fixed 18th to make his ruling, and that is Thursday.
Okay.
So there will be a ruling on the stay of execution. In any way that it goes, if it doesn't go in our favor, we will still file a stay of execution at the appeal court on the same day. If it goes in our favor, then it means that the judgment that was given by him, the same High Court judge, has been set aside and invariably has no effect in relying same at the at Parliament of Ghana to write that particular letter. That will also have a consequential order on the order of Parliament to the Electoral Commission. So these are the things that we'll be waiting for the judicial service to make certain rulings that would cause the determination. But the Supreme Court order definitely is supreme, because that's the apex court of the land, for which we are seeking to quash even the entire judgment. And we believe, based on precedent and procedure and the Constitution and laws that are available to election petitions in Ghana, will definitely be the case and the base of which the Supreme Court will make a decision.
Haruna, before you go, the substantive matter returns to courts on January 13, 2026.
Sure.
I mean, how are you keeping your supporters focused and prepared for any eventual outcomes on January 13 in Kpandai?
What our supporters, what we are doing is that on Monday last week, I was in Kpandai with the General Secretary. We brought our party executives, we brought them up to speed as to what the court processes are, where we are, and what we have filed, and the processes that are involved. Okay. Again, at NEC, we also discussed this particular matter. So our core base and supporters are well aware of this entire procedure. And we also know that this same bench, this Supreme Court, made a decision on the 11th of June relative to the same matter of a judicial review by way of certiorari, quashing the decisions of a certain court, and also making orders with respect to what Gazette notification was used, and which is also the same thing. We have one Gazette notification, which is this one, unless, of course, there's another Gazette notification in its original form with a procurement notice. So we know the NDC filed this one in the case of Akwetia, and the Electoral Commission brought the same thing.
This
and
is
the Supreme Court,
2024.
So the Supreme Court affirmed that this is the only Gazette notification. So if that is so, and you check page 8123, Kpandai is captured under the 24th. So if that is the case, per PNDC law 284, then it means that the petition ought to have been filed within the 21, and it should have been the latest, or the latest at all should have been 13th of January, but they filed on the 25th of January. So the Supreme Court will be called upon to make a decision, whether on the 13th or any other day, if matters have not been resolved on that day. But I know that once this service notice has been given and directives have been given, I know the Supreme Court will definitely look at precedents and look at the law. All right.
Grateful to you, Haruna Mohammed. He is the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, joining us in studio to discuss matters from the Supreme Court today, where the court ordered the Electoral Commission to suspend all processes leading to the Kpandai election rerun.